Hey y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, clack clack, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back. I think I need to go ahead and add that clack clack because that's what makes it whenever I have my drink in my hand. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5:15. So today, y'all, I really wanted to come and talk to y'all about y'all. Y'all was showing out in the comment section. Y'all was doing the most. Y'all was doing too much. Okay? Too much. So let's talk about the situation at hand, okay? Thank y'all for joining the live. So let me say hello first. Let me say hello. In my opinion, Troll said, "Hurry up, girl. I'm in the shower. I need to listen to something." Troll, girl, or guy, whoever, y'all was here 3 minutes early. You talking about hurry up. But I appreciate you choosing to listen to me while you get things done. So iconic, Ashley, baby Trisha, Nery's Prosperity, hey fave, Abuela, Ablula, I'm sorry, I'm choppy on. I'm sorry. I hate when people do that to me. I really do. Shantae, hey girl. J Antoinette, Queen Paradise. This is a good question, and I'll answer it once we get into the review. So I'm a favorite. I'm afraid favorites it. So I can answer the question later on. But y'all, it was a good interview. If y'all have questions about the interview that y'all want me to answer, y'all go ahead and put them in the chat and I'll be sure to answer them. But for those of you who are new to my channel, J-Dub, CC, for those of you, thank you, pretty girl, who are new to my channel, who didn't catch the live, and maybe like today is your first day here, welcome. In my little Uzi voice, I don't even go here. The other day, yesterday, was the premiere of Ooh Ladies First Panel interview with Destiny Payton of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you're a member on my channel or a member on any of the other ladies' channel, then you probably got the chance to check it out on Sunday or Monday. I'm sorry. So you got it 24 hours earlier than everybody else. Let me grab my straw so I can sip on it without making a whole lot of noise. Hold on. Okay, I got my straw now. So for those of you who are members, y'all got to watch it early. Shout out to y'all. That chat, the member chat was real cute. You know, for the most part, the member chat was respectful. The member chat really didn't do too much in my Wanda voice. I'm sorry, I can't help but say that. So yeah, check out the interview if you ain't had a chance to check it out. But whenever it premiered yesterday, some people didn't know that it was pre-recorded. So I was watching the interview just like y'all was. And it seemed like the viewers were split, okay? It was some people who were satisfied, I'd have to say, with our interview and the questions that we asked. And then other people were completely upset. Now, y'all know, I like to read into people. That's why y'all come to my channel. And overall, I feel like the people who were thoroughly upset with the interview were upset because they didn't get the answers that they wanted. However, I must say, on my part and on part of the Ooh Ladies First Panel, we asked all the questions, okay? But let's go ahead and get into some of the comments. I pulled some of the comments that I felt like were inclusive of the common thoughts that everybody had during the interview. And it was funny. Ooh, another thing that I wanted to tell y'all, once we finish going through all the questions, I'm inviting y'all to come on and call. I posted the link. So just know, if you call the line early, I'm not going to answer until we finish going over these comments. Once I finish going over the comments, y'all can go ahead and jump in. Hey, Jay Lee. Yes, Jay Lee was coming with them questions. Okay. Danielle says the people who were upset was the Melanie fans. And Cece, thank you. I thought we did great too. I know we did great. Ain't no question. So let me go ahead and pull up my graphic. But before we do, since y'all are already here, remember, if you're a regular and you know you like my channel and that's why you're here, y'all go ahead and do me a favor and like the video right now. So other people who don't know about my channel will get that hunch from YouTube, because that's what happens, okay? YouTube sees that you like the video and they're like, okay, if she liked the video, maybe this person will like the video. So if you're familiar with my channel, you like my content, do me a favor and like the video. All right. Okay, so the first comment, let me adjust. Yeah, I think I like that. I like that better. Okay. So the first comment that I wanted to address came from Miss Angela D. Walton. And yes, I'm leaving your usernames up here because I want you all to keep the same energy that you had when you decided to go off in a public forum. And I'm also opening up the line so you can keep the same energy, Sister Walton. So Angela D. Walton says, the intimate details of her divorce are not your business. And I'm saying this, or imagine this in my best Sister May, whatever her name is, from Greenfield, okay? If you had lives of your own, you would not ask. You are doing too much. I am sorry she felt compelled to answer some of these questions, which should have been off limits. She does not owe you her life story because she is on a television show. Do better. I hope you paid her, but I doubt it. She should have saved this for the venue that pays her to dish on her life. Okay. So I wanted to comment on this comment first because it was hilarious to me. It was hilarious. Now, I want to tell y'all two things. Two things. Lady May, that's who I'm talking about to you. Lady May. I want to tell y'all two things. Number one, anytime we do an interview, we never, ever, ever, ever send questions to the person being interviewed before they come on. Now, whether or not Destiny was prepared for the interview, of course she was, because a lot of the same questions were the questions that Carlos asked on the reunion. And then again, a lot of the questions that we asked are the same comments that she's been seeing on social media about herself. So I just want to clarify that, even though that part has nothing to do with this comment. Number two, the other thing that I would love for y'all to know, hey Mar, the other thing I would love for y'all to know is we never, ever, 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 ever pay for people to come on any of our channels. I think what some of the viewers fail to realize is that our channels individually and as a collective hold value on their own. So we get a lot of these TV shows views, okay? It's only a gang of YouTubers who review Love and Marriage Huntsville, who review Real Housewives of Atlanta on the regular. And then, let's be real, it's some of y'all who don't even watch the TV show. Y'all come to our channel, okay, to watch the reviews and find out what's tea, either because you like our personalities or either because your ass can't afford cable TV. Angela Walton. So the other thing I have to say is, how did you get here? How did you get here? How did you get here? Hey, nobody's supposed to. Angela Walton, you ain't supposed to be here. If you too good for this, girl, quit playing. Like, y'all don't understand. Some people literally will watch the entire review, and then after they watch the review, they have to say something bad. And it's like, well, thank you for the views. We get paid by the views. So, Angela Walton, I feel like the interview itself was held and conducted in a very respectful manner. I don't feel like we were disrespectful to Destiny at all. I don't feel like we were disrespectful to Destiny at all. Destiny was lovely. Okay. And it's another comment that I'm going to talk about in a second, but I think Destiny was nice to talk to. We always want to make our guests comfortable. And it was up to her to either answer the question or not answer the question. But let me not go too far because there's some other stuff that we're going to talk about. Okay. So Angela Walton, Sister Walton, Lady May, she came on our channel because she wanted to come on our channel. Okay. She had a good time. We all had a good time and you watched the whole thing. So girl, why is you here? Okay. So that's that on that one. Now another couple of the questions that I wanted to answer really was just for clarity. And I want to say thank y'all because I'm reading y'all's comments. A lot of y'all actually enjoyed the interview. A lot of y'all did. Yes. A lot. What'd she say? You guys are giving the show views. Exactly. So I'm like, come on. Pretty Girl says some people will never be satisfied. Oh, how can I fix can I change my screen? No, I can't change it. Anyway, she says some people will never be satisfied. You ladies did better interviewing Destiny and getting more information from her than what we've seen in the last 2 seasons. I must say, facts. I ain't trying to toot my own horn or our horn, but I must say, like, the interview was as productive as it could have been. And you know how they say progress, not perfection. Destiny was not going to give us her entire life memoir on this video, especially if we haven't seen it in 2 or 3 seasons. We haven't seen it over the seasons that she's been on the show. So for y'all to get some of the answers that we all wanted to know, including myself, I think it was pretty good. Nola says y'all were very respectful. Okay. All right. And yeah, I do feel like she felt safe, which is good. All right. So this comment right here, I wanted to provide some clarity on some of the questions that people had. Like I said, some people were just hell-bent on making her a liar. Now, let me say this first and foremost. There were some parts that I didn't feel like was clear as water, but I don't feel like she got on there and lied like a lot of y'all say. I feel like some parts weren't as transparent, but she told us with reason. So let's start here. So in the beginning of the interview, she explained that her and LeBerick, her ex-husband, had agreed to not publicly speak bad on each other. Then a couple minutes in, I think around the 20 or 30 minute mark, she then let us know that there's an ongoing legal battle between her and her ex-husband. So y'all have to realize she's not going to come on here and give LeBerick any type of evidence so they can pull up the Ooh Ladies First Panel interview video and use it against her in court. So that itself was more than what we did know. I feel like it was always questions in the air of, can she talk about him, but she just chooses not to? Or could she not talk about him? And we finally got that answer. She let us know that they agreed on something, which is why she doesn't speak on him as much as she does. She also let us know that she is in a legal battle. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I think, I'd like to keep the money that I have in my pockets. So if she has to tread lightly around some of the things, I don't blame her for that. So I want to say that. Now, Brenda Beautiful, her comment says he got full custody. Why? And I understand the nature of YouTube. For most people, y'all will skip through a video, especially if you're like, she ain't really talking about nothing here. Let's get to the good stuff. And I feel like that's probably what happened. So I'm not mad at Brenda Beautiful's comment, but I wanted to, apply some clarity. She says he got full custody. Why? All caps. Well, Destiny actually gave us an answer for that in the interview. She said that she was served with papers, and whenever she returned the papers to him, he never submitted the papers to his lawyer. So whenever you don't contest anything in like a legal battle, when someone serves you with papers, obviously in their state or whatever, you don't contest the divorce, there's a default judgment. So he wanted to get full custody. In the eyes of the court or the legal system, it looks like she did nothing to contest what he was asking for, which is why he got it. However, After he got full custody, it was only for 3 days before they got back together. They got back together, and then she explained that she went to go see a lady, and the lady says, well, hold on. Let me wait. Before they got back together, okay? So she served with papers. She submits the papers to LeBaric. LeBaric does not submit the papers to his lawyer. So it looks like there's a default judgment. LeBaric gets everything he asked for. Destiny goes to some lady to file or whatever. The lady says, you're already divorced. So between that time and then the divorce that we see on TV being announced to Mel, they got back together. And that's probably where that custody agreement fell out. So he only had full custody for 3 days because she did not contest legally what he submitted in the divorce. I hope y'all are following. She explained that. And that part to me makes sense. So yeah, that was a question that a lot of people had. Yup, Monique, she knows when it comes to court. Shut up. Right, exactly. Nikki says people actively chose not to listen. Facts. Yup. And then S. McNeil says, Destiny is probably unfit, incapable, unstable to even care for herself. Do you think she can care for her child? Well, that's not for us to decide. She actually explained in the interview what their custody arrangements are. It sounds like it's more of a 50-50. She says that she gets him, what'd she say, for a full week. And then every other week he gets Law Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sounds like it's 50-50. It's just an odd arrangement. It's not like 7 days straight and then this. It's 50-50. So that's not for us to decide. As McNeil, I guess the courts have already decided that she's fit to have her child half of the time. Okay, so let's move on to the next comment. The next comment. Okay, this is another one where I feel like a lot of people, like, not even in reference to the interview, okay? Just from watching episode 5 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, people were losing their shit over this public assistance situation. I don't know if it was just me, but I was not at all bothered or intrigued, wanting to know more about why or what put her on public assistance. But because this was a hot topic, of course, we asked the question. So they said 6 figures to 5. That's coming from Destiny. She said she went from making 6 figures a month to 5 and then not even knowing what she would make a month. And public assistance. So what public assistance did you get with a 6-figure income again? I missed the answer. So for one, Lee Davis, her income was not consistent. It was no longer 6 figures a month when she said she got public assistance, okay? The next thing is, a lot of people wanted to know exactly what type of public assistance she was on. And they also wanted to talk about the PPP loan. So let's talk about the episode. So in the episode, when she was talking with Maurice, she told Maurice that she had to get public assistance, right? And he says, do you mean like a PPP loan? And she says, I mean public assistance. Now, if you want to play semantics, if you want to play on words, she never, or not even play on words, if you really just want to listen to what she said, I mean public assistance. She never denied that she got a PPP loan. So some people are like, did you get a PPP loan or did you get public assistance? Now, I also want y'all to think back to where the world was in the midst of the beginning of the pandemic. Anybody and everybody I knew was qualifying for some public assistance. Half of y'all that are probably watching the video was getting some sort of stimulus, some sort of unemployment. I myself was furloughed from my job, which is why I started my YouTube channel. And the government really wasn't doing anything to verify income at the time because the world was in shambles. Everybody was just handing things out. So don't think of public assistance as it was prior to 2020 or as it is now. I think a lot of people are putting too much thought into it. I'm sure she probably had to use some of the PPP loan to pay rent for her business. And also, I mean, it's illegal to use the business funds for yourself. But I don't know, y'all. She had to make something shake. Okay. A lot of people weren't working. So I'm not understanding why it's so much confusion around how she qualified. I mean, she just did. I don't think she would. Why would you come on reality TV and throughout all the seasons that you've been on the show, you come on as a boss, you come on as a business lady, your husband got the chicken empire, you're around other people who are Black millionaires in Huntsville. Why would you come on here on TV and say that you had to get public assistance? I'm like, I don't think she's lying about that. And whatever type of assistance she got, she qualified for. And it's probably because the world was in shambles. Outside of the pandemic, I doubt she would have qualified for it. But it's really no telling. It's really no telling. So I wanted to answer that question. Ayana said, and since she was no longer married and self-employed, she probably needed Medicaid. She could have used anything. Anything. Okay. So next, let me move on to the next question or comment. This one was funny. Okay, this one said, I'm only 19 minutes in and my mouth is open. Girl, me and you both, okay? Me and you both. Because like Jamie mentioned in the interview, I didn't expect Destiny to be that open. I went and looked at an interview of hers from a month ago when she went live on Instagram. And I just didn't expect her to be so open. I remember it was a question where the girl asked her, and I'm sorry I don't remember the interviewer's name, but I know she was from like a Love and Marriage Huntsville Facebook group. She asked her, can we expect to see you and LeBaric co-parenting on this season? And Destiny's answer was, we're not together. He's not on the show. Let's, leave him in the past. Stop asking me about him. So I expected her to come with that type of energy, but she really didn't. When I tell y'all I was shook, a lot of y'all was like, look at Necey's face. She ain't believing it. No, it was some parts where I was like, I don't know. That's interesting. But other parts of the interview, I literally was just like sitting because it was just like so much. And I just wanted to be numb. I didn't want my face to influence the words that were coming out of her mouth. I didn't want to cut her off. I wanted to give her the floor to say whatever she was going to say. Like, y'all don't realize interviews are not the opportunity for the person being interviewed to say what we want them to hear. It's just to listen to what they have to say. And then whatever they do say, you do with it that you want to. You can analyze it like we're doing right now. So that's what I was letting her do. And I was just like, this sounds like a damn Lifetime movie. Then the more she started talking, I started imagining the bald head man off of Diary of an Angry Black Woman or Mad Black Woman, whatever. And I was like, damn, this sounds like a Tyler Perry movie. He's sitting in the bathtub. Are you hungry? That's what I would have been like. Oh, are you hungry? Like that situation, y'all, just it sounded like that. I was shook because I'm like, we've been watching you for 3 seasons at this point, and we haven't heard any of this on TV. This is what we tune in for. We didn't know that. So much so that I went back today and I watched the reunion because I remember at the reunion, that's where I was like, and I'm going to Keita. I'm about to spill the tea. I'm about to tell y'all which parts made me like, But I went back and I watched the reunion because I wanted to compare the questions being asked and her responses with what we talked about last night or Monday night. And I was actually surprised. Her answers for the most part were consistent. And I was just surprised because it was much more than what we had ever got from her. And she was sharing it with the Ooh Ladies First panel. So I am thankful that she did that. Okay. So now, here we go. Same thing from Jade Q TikTok. They say this means if Destiny's husband had full custody, her ex-husband was taking care of the child, which means she has been untruthful about her struggling to take care of her son when she was divorced. She did not have her son. Therefore, her husband was taking care of him. This proves that Destiny lied about taking care of her son on public assistance. Now, I mentioned this earlier. Y'all, Destiny let us know that LeBerick only had full custody for 3 days due to a default judgment. Do better. Do better. Listen. Listen, okay? Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Ash Dixon 25 says, as a social worker, there are tons of programs for divorcing moms who's going through a transition. Facts. I believe it. You have to realize, you have to realize that your income will change drastically when you go from a 2-parent household to a 1-parent household, or 2-parent household to a 2-parent household, in my coastline voice. But yeah, you have to realize. So I'm not surprised by that at all. So this actually goes back to the question that I answered before already. He only had full custody for 3 days and then they got back together. But you're right, they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. Okay, next one. So this next one. Okay. You want to talk about mothers. This one I was excited for, okay? So from Kevin Moore, he says, I like all the interviewers. However, this is when they come with the shade. I hate when y'all do this shit. I hate when y'all do this shit. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I really do. And when I say y'all, I don't mean all y'all. I just mean some of y'all. Y'all will always do the backhanded compliment. Y'all, like, anytime on a regular, so y'all, on a regular video, I would not read past this shit where it says, I like all the interviewers. However, anytime they say, I like such and such, but I'll be like, you're trying to ruin my day and I'm not going to let you. Okay. That's what I usually be like. I hate when y'all do this shit. So let's keep reading what Kevin has to say. He says, I like all the interviewers. However, I don't think some of the questions and responses stay true to who you are and what you've been reviewing, unless that was some type of tactic. From the answers, even a blind man could see it's not real. Sheila says that part. Okay, so this is my response to y'all. Let me say this. And y'all know I really don't be having the energy for this bullshit. So my method of gathering people just be on chill. That's probably why y'all come here, because I be on chill. But okay. I don't know if you've ever conducted an interview before, Kevin. But let's say this. My reviews on my channel are reflective of what I see every weekend on the episode. I don't think that you realize that whenever we get to interview these people, these are real people who believe the things that they are saying. It's not up to me to make them out to be a liar on YouTube. It's not up to me. I explained this earlier. The purpose of the interview for me is never for the person to come in and for me to say, your ass lying. Because you know what they'll do? Bloop. See you later. The purpose of my channel and these interviews are to give people a platform to say what it is that they want to or what it is they believe. And then it's an opportunity for the viewers to make an opinion on it and for me to make an opinion on it. So if I come to you on Sunday brunch, shout out to Brunch Bunch, Necey Hive. If I come to y'all on Sunday brunch and I tell y'all, I think Destiny lying about something, and then I meet with Destiny and Destiny says, well, the full story is XYZ. I'm not going to argue with her about her truth. I'm giving her the opportunity to speak on it, and then y'all can comment on it, because that's how you get more interviews. That's called professionalism. Period. Okay? But the real thing is, the real kicker would have been, Kevin, Don't you think that this interview was scheduled? So the real kicker would have been if once this interview was booked, I never said anything negative about Destiny in fear that she would drop. I feel like I stayed true to myself. The other ladies stayed true to themselves in all of our own reviews, in the interview, and even afterwards. So I'm still going to give y'all my honest opinion on the episode. However, I'm never going to disrespect somebody who is coming to use the platform to share what it is. All right, so next. What else? Okay. This slide, I just combined all of these comments because they're in reference to Mel. They're speaking on Mel. And let's start here. So I don't know. They don't even know. I don't know. That's the name of the commenter. They said, on the show, Destiny said she was officially divorced for almost a month before she told Mel about it. If they were talking all the time and she was telling Mel everything that was going on in her relationship, why didn't she mention the final divorce part for almost a month? Then get on here acting like she doesn't know why Mel was shocked when she finally told her. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all this. In my opinion, and I feel like I just read a bunch of words. Basically, they're just saying, why? Hold on. Let me read this one more time because it's a bunch of words. All these words is combining. On the show, Destiny said she was officially divorced for almost a month before she told Mel about it. If they were talking all the time and she was telling Mel about everything that was going on in her relationship, why didn't she mention the final divorce part for almost a month? Okay, so that's the question. And then get on the interview acting like she doesn't know why Mel was shocked. Okay. So this is what I'm going to tell y'all. I understand why you have that question. Your question is, why didn't she mention the final divorce for almost a month? Destiny claims that she didn't mention it because Mel was going through her own stuff. Now, the way she broke it down to us, it kind of made sense. If you had been separated from this man, if Mel knew the divorce was coming, like, I don't see what the big deal was that she had to tell her that everything was signed. They hadn't been together. You know, they had been living, they have been living separately. Now, what I think there's something deeper between her and Mel. And I mentioned earlier how, yes, she was going through the divorce for a whole 9 months. Yeah, they hadn't been together, so it wasn't a surprise. I mentioned to y'all how it was some parts of the interview where I was like, and I only felt like that whenever it came to Mel. With some of the conversations they had to do with Mel, I was like, So anyway, I think it's something deeper between her and Mel. And I think the conversation that we saw Mel and Destiny have on the couch wasn't necessarily about, why are you telling me a month later? I don't think it was about that. Personally, I feel like Mel is tired of Destiny being the supporting friend to facilitate her bullshit with Martell. Honestly. And I don't think it's only Destiny who she feels that way about. I think that Mel felt that way about a lot of her cast members on the show, which is why she loved on Tiffany, because Tiffany came in and brought an extra drama that didn't have anything to do with her and Martell. I think Mel is tired of people spending the entire season talking about her and Martell, getting a check off of her pain. And it's like, well, what about y'all shit? So we know that Destiny is very private. So I think by Mel making it a big deal, it was more like, okay, so we spent all this time, we spent a whole season seeing you go back and forth being the go-between for me and Martell. You've been going through this divorce for 9 whole months and you want to talk about it under the rug. You want to keep it under the rug. I don't think it was necessarily like, why didn't you tell me? It was kind of like, why are we keeping your shit on hush, but my stuff come on every Saturday on TV for people to talk about? So I feel like that's probably where the friction came from, but that's just my opinion. Okay. So Nicole Smith said how she knew, but you just told her on the show. I'm confused. Nicole Smith, she explained that. She knew that they were not together. She didn't know that the papers weren't signed until it was on TV. It wasn't that Mel had no idea what she was going through. I think it was just that, Mel was like, why are we just now talking about this? Stop trying to use my shit and let's talk about your shit on TV. So who is it? Latanya Evans said, I don't believe Destiny when she said that her and Tisha never talked bad about Melody. Okay. I don't believe her either. But what I will say, y'all, though, is have y'all ever been in a situation where you will just vent to a friend or your friend will vent to you, and after it's all said and done, you'll be like, you know what, I wish the best for her, but this is how I feel. I think that, in my opinion, I don't know nothing. I feel like Destiny and Tisha have probably had those types of conversations. Only because when it came to the reunion, whenever they were speaking about Mel being a good friend, even when it came down to the body language, Tisha was co-signing with what Destiny was saying. Destiny was co-signing with what Tisha was saying. Whether it came down to a head nod, yup, she's done with you, yup, or them verbally agreeing with people. So with each other. So Latanya, I do believe that they've had discussions about Mel. Now, whether or not they consider it talking bad about Mel, that's up to them. But I feel like they've had discussions. All right. Next. Here we go. This was a nice one. So damn me says, great interview. This is my first time watching a full show, and the outro music, baby, I was just twerking my life away. Yes, it was fun. I'm so glad that a lot of y'all who aren't familiar with Ule's first panel were able to discover us, okay? I hope y'all tune in tomorrow for our regular show. Now, Tisa Lee says, this interview really showed a more intimate side of Destiny and what she has been going through. I think that's what the viewers wanted to see. Thank you, ladies, for bringing those tough conversations out. I have to agree. I felt like we did bring tough conversations out. We were able to have conversations, and we also asked the hard questions that people wanted to know, even the rumors that have been circulating on YouTube within the past week. We asked them in a respectful manner. Destiny answered them, even though, she had to provide some thought to some of her answers. I think that's because she has an ongoing legal battle. So I think it was a good conversation. Okay, Chat with Lachey says, great job, ladies. I enjoyed the interview. Christina says, this was a good interview. A lot of questions were answered. Yes, a lot of questions were answered, regardless of if you like the answer or not. They were answered. Okay, Memphis Tip says, Mel refunding her money for the skincare purchase got me screaming. Okay, you ain't never lied. I wish that I would have snipped the part of the interview where she explained to us, I do still support Mel. I still support her. I brought her skincare line. And whenever, I looked down, I got an email and it said that I had been refunded. I said, y'all, if that ain't a true Scorpio, I don't know what to tell y'all. And I don't mean that in an offense, because I'm a Scorpio my damn self, but it is just hilarious whenever I see Scorpios doing Scorpio shit, because I feel like I'm looking in the mirror at myself. It was hilarious. Like, oh girl, thanks for the fake support. Keep your coins. So I don't know. And I'm not calling it fake support, y'all. Okay. Don't do that. I'm just saying it was like, damn, she really don't fool with you if she did that. However, sorry, I was just hitting my microphone. However, I don't think that she's unfollowed her yet, because she said that, she's still going to support her, but she's not going to unfollow Mel just because Mel unfollowed her. Let me go check. She still follows her, y'all. She still follows her. So I'm like, well, Y'all, I'm waiting on my dog to stop barking. I hit something and now he's acting a fool. I don't know if he acting a fool because this interview was hitting and he here for what we here for, or if he thinks somebody at the front door. What y'all think? Okay, L Payne. L Payne says Mel is petty. Stop giving her a victim pass. I ain't give her no victim pass. What you talking about? A victim would have kept them coins. What you talking about, L Payne? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Ooh, okay, this was a good one. Okay, so somebody left a long comment with questions. So this is from Marilyn Demines. She says, Destiny said in one of her interviews that she dated one of Martell's cousins. She did. I think she said it at the reunion as well. She said her and Martell know each other from high school. She did say that. Now she changed her story to they went to different high schools. Well, let's stop there. Just because she knows him from high school don't mean that they went to the same high school. High school could also technically be used as a timeline. So I'm not going to press her on that one. Then Marilyn says she couldn't answer Jay Lee's question about what year she went to high school in Huntsville. That's not accurate. She couldn't answer Jay Lee's question about the years that she had lived in Detroit because she lived in many places. So the next thing they say is now she's saying that her father dated Martell's mother. She did. And that's when I said that was almost stepbrother sister. So next, it says she said that she did not ask Melody for money. However, we keep seeing her tell Tisha and Maurice about her financial problems. Facts. Because you have financial problems and you complaining to people about them, don't mean that she actually asked her for the money. But as a friend, Mel probably sent her the money because she knows that, a lot of people are too prideful to take money from people. So she might have not asked her for the money. She just gifted it to her on PayPal, like she said. Now, I feel like Marilyn is one of those people that's looking for holes. And for each of these, there's an answer. For this, don't get confused, but I know some of y'all will. I really don't give a fuck. Don't think that I'm coming on here like, wait, Destiny is an angel. Destiny never lied. I'm not doing that. I'm simply talking to y'all about this interview and how y'all had me fucked up in the comments. Okay, so next, she told Melody about her financial problems also. This is why Melody sent her thousands of dollars. Exactly. This is also why the Scotts are financially helping her. I didn't know that. Destiny is a user. Okay, your opinion. I think Destiny is delusional and a con artist. Damn. Destiny marked the Scotts. And she is going to get everything she can get from them as long as she can get it. This is just what she did to Melody. Destiny appeared to have more smoke for Melody in this interview than she had for her ex-husband. I thought this was very strange. I'm scratching my head. Why? I don't think she had more smoke from Melody. I think she was just more comfortable talking about Melody because she don't have a baby by Melody and she's not in a legal battle with Melody. Period. But shout out to one of the viewers who actually responded. They responded with a simple one paragraph. Charla, she says she stated she stated that she wanted to start high school in Detroit, but her dad moved them to Huntsville where his family is. She met Martell in high school, but they went to different schools. She knew him because she was a cheerleader and he played football. She dated his cousin. Her dad dated Martell's mom. Her cousin married Martell's cousin and had 2 kids, and she married Martell's best friend since they were 6 years. I don't know his best friend since they were 6 years old. He seems like a brother-cousin relationship. And Charlotte answered that so easily. So easily. I'm just like, y'all don't be listening. Now, I'm about to open up the line. I have one more comment. If anybody wants to call in, go ahead and call in. Keep it collected. So y'all can give me y'all's thoughts. I just posted the link again. So if y'all have any thoughts and y'all like to call in, you don't have to say your face. You just got to be respectful, please. I would love to hear from y'all. Okay, so this last comment right here pretty much sums up all my thoughts. So I wanted to show this one last. Baby Trisha, she's in the comments now. Girl, you have my favorite comment. She says, firstly, great interview, ladies. I watched it last night when it premiered. Secondly, this comment section is aggravating as fuck. It's like people either lack listening and comprehension skills or they were not listening for clarity. They were looking for holes to bash her because they already made up their mind about her. There are people saying you guys didn't ask how she knew Martell, didn't ask about the public assistance, how she didn't clarify her relationship and other things when you all clearly did. To the people in the comment section, please stop writing these ignorant comments. If you don't listen and watch the interview, it makes you look stupid. 100,000. 100,000. That's exactly how I feel. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up the line. Prosperity is calling. One thing that I need y'all to do whenever y'all call in, make sure if you're watching the video somewhere, make sure that you mute the volume because it's going to echo. So if you are watching me and calling in, mute whatever you're watching me on so the sound doesn't echo. Okay, so I'm gonna let Prosperity come in here first. Hey, Prosperity.
Hey, Jamie. Damn, I said Jamie. Hey, Necey Dixon. I'm sorry, Necey Burns.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good.
And congratulations.
I appreciate it. So you were here for the members only live, right? You were here for the
No, I was
members
here
only live.
last night. I was last night.
Oh, you was last night. So what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on the interview?
I didn't. It was a great interview. Y'all always have, but you know how I feel about y'all. Y'all always have great interview skills. Y'all can get things from people that ain't nobody else gonna get. It
Mm-hmm.
was amazing. But
Thank you.
there was just some things that I really didn't believe was the truth, and it didn't. Some things didn't make sense.
Like what?
I just want to know what kind of court system. Nobody go to court in Alabama and Huntsville because you found out that Friday, but that Monday they gave you custody back. You didn't have to make an appointment. You didn't have to reschedule. They just went and stamped the paper. Here, you can have your child back. I didn't understand that part.
You know what I think happened? I think they threw out the divorce. And when they threw out the divorce, the custody went out with it.
Okay, and that was another part that didn't make sense. You said y'all was divorced. Then you said y'all got back together, but you said y'all was divorced. So then you said y'all got divorced again. That's I didn't understand. You are making explaining way better than was last night because those are questions that made her seem like she was lying a little bit because she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? She didn't explain them thoroughly.
I do understand where you're coming from. I do. What I felt like had to go on is like we had to try to understand what some of her answers were because I feel like she didn't want to say too much.
I understand that, but I just at the time I'm like that don't make sense. That's not jiving.
See, yeah,
I'm not
that's the
understanding
word
how
I'm
that
looking
is
for
possible.
from Layla. They nullified the divorce, right? They threw the divorce out. So I think that's what happened.
Okay, because she never said that part, so I was confused at how was y'all divorced when you finally found out you didn't know y'all was divorced. Then you found y'all was divorced, but then you said y'all wasn't divorced and y'all got back together, and then y'all was divorced. That was just question.
Right, that's fair.
Um, and then her saying I was confused because it was like she kept saying she wasn't gonna bash him,
Yeah.
but then she would use y'all questions and say make it and bash him at the same time. I was just confused, like which one is it? Are you not bashing him? Or are you just going to allow them to look like they're making you bash him? I didn't like that part because it looked like she was using y'all questions to make him look bad, but she didn't want outright and just bad. You know what
So
I'm saying? She didn't want it to
prosperity,
be
this
her
is the
fault.
thing. This is the thing. I think that Destiny smart, okay? I think she
Hmm.
knew with her answers she didn't have to say anything to bash him just based off of the things
Hmm.
that happened. That was enough to bash him. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and
Right.
then she also used y'all to ask those questions so that she could give the answers that would make him look bad. You know what I'm saying?
But she didn't know
Maybe
what
it
we were
happened,
gonna ask.
maybe it didn't, but
Yeah,
the
she didn't
answer
know.
she gave.
she didn't know what we were going to ask. So I feel like he has the type of character to make himself look bad on his own if all she does is tell the truth. And I think that's what it was.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that she knew what the question. I'm just saying she waited for the question and she worded the question. I mean, she worded her answer in a way that he can't use this against me in court because I was just answering. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
She
yes,
didn't know
yes.
what the question was, but she made once she heard the question, she used it in a way. She answered it in a way that would, yeah, be like, oh my God, this man is terrible. He's the worst thing on earth.
Right.
I want LeBaric. I want maybe if we get his side, we can puzzle the truth together, staple it, or put some glue on it and make it make a little more sense.
I
Because
feel you on that.
I don't have a problem with Destiny, and I'm not no millimeter. But
Right.
there were things no one is going to tell me they watched that interview last night and was like all my questions was answered and everything she said made sense because it
Right.
did not. No way in hell did every question make sense or every answer made sense. It did not
Mm-hmm.
happen. So
Mm-hmm.
all
I
the things
believe
that
it.
I said
Every
in there,
question was
and I
asked.
stand on mine. And a
Yep.
lot of people today are not standing on theirs because there are people in here now that was bashing her like heck, but now they on her side and on. No, we're not gonna do that.
Mm.
So
Well,
stand on your
posterity,
word and do what you said last
I
night.
appreciate you calling, and I'm glad you was the first one to call in. But I got some more people on the line, so
All
I will
right,
see
babe.
you in the comments. Thank you.
All right, baby. Thank you.
All right, bye. Okay, that was nice. Nine. Is it nine? Am I saying it right?
Yes, it's Nye. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So first of all, you guys did a great interview. It was really good. I just want to say some of these people are very sort of, I'm gonna say deranged, but you should be embarrassed the way that you talk about people online that you have no idea about. Because
Mhm.
the comments were really crazy. Like at
Yeah.
first, I was like, okay, this is a cool vibe. Everybody's chilling. Then all I saw was, she's a liar. She's lying. And I know everybody was behind their phones like, she's lying.
Passionate.
Like,
Passionate.
babes, calm down, okay? It's all right. But first, I want to say a lot of people were intentionally misunderstanding Destiny, and I didn't understand what's the purpose. Like, why are you intentionally listening to her with the mindset of, well, that's not true because she said it, not because you actually know whether it's true or not, but because who
Right.
it's coming from.
Yep.
And then LeBeric is a monster. Period. Like, what's that girl's name? Charlene said, "You're a monster."
Right. That's what it was sounding like. You talking about from putting a ring on it.
Yes,
You're
you're
a
a monster
monster.
because
Mhm.
there's no like, there's no necessarily excuse to me as to why you would give a woman divorce papers 3 months postpartum. I just don't see it. A reason why
Right.
you
We're
would do
3
that.
weeks, not months.
Literally, oh, not even 3 months, 3 weeks, because it's
Yeah.
like, regardless of what maybe she had done, that says something about your character that you would even do that. First of all.
Now, I will say nah, that part was a little bit confusing. Um, I don't think we're gonna get an answer on exactly what situations caused the fallout, but I'm like, dang, if it wasn't infidelity, what was what is it? What do they say?
Irreconcilable differences.
Yes.
Yeah, but most of
Yeah.
the time when people say that, they mean cheating. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but that was another question I did have because I'm not just Team Destiny, but I did want to know, what did you do that was so bad? Because Destiny did say that she was just as much as fault as he is, and I'm like, okay, so he did this, that, and the third. That's terrible. So what are you saying that you did that was just as bad as him?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to hear that, or maybe we don't need to hear that, but it is something that I would be interested in because
Yeah.
she's up here saying she was just as much as fault. So, like, what really happened that y'all was only
The
married
world,
for 2
the
years?
world will never know.
I don't know. Maybe she really can't tell that part, or she doesn't
Who
want to admit
knows?
that
Maybe
part.
she'll write it. Maybe she'll write it in a book and make some money off of it.
I hope she puts it on Audible. If not, I ain't reading it. And I just want to say, like, opinions can change. Like, I know that Prosperity Thick was saying that, y'all weren't acting the same way y'all were in the comments, which, first of all, I wasn't acting like that in the comments. But some people could have been like, okay, let me watch the interview and sit down and think about what was really being said and like listen with an open ear instead of I already know what she's saying and it's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because your opinion can change about somebody when they're able to explain themselves, even though at times Destiny did skirt around questions, which most people do when they're in an interview with people asking them questions about their relationship, about their life, about their child, and things like that. Like she may not have wanted to say every single little detail and thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Man, I'm glad you called in and you one of the rational viewers.
Yeah, I'm a little sane, okay, but
Well, thank you for calling in,
thank
Nye.
you.
All right, bye. Okay. The other thing, since she brought up that good point, what did Destiny do? Arnisha loved this comment. That is what she said. Destiny said that she was living as a single married woman. We know that there was some friction about her taking his last name. And then, do y'all remember this last season? Martell said, see, that's why you're going through a divorce right now, that mouth. I think that LeBerick probably wanted a wife that was willing to submit a little bit more. And Destiny was probably like, if you ain't paying all my bills, I ain't about to submit. And that's just my thoughts. So let me bring on Williams. Hello? I don't know if they're there. Let's try again. Okay, let's bring on Jesse.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hey.
Hey, congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I am one of those people who came in real skeptical about Destiny because I was just like something ain't right in the water.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that she was telling some truths, but I think a lot of things that she was saying may have been half truths or lies. So like I was with her with the whole Libera thing. I think she was telling the truth. Where she lost me was when it came to Mel and Martell. When Bondi asked her the question, like, you don't see the similarity between Liberic and Martell, and she told on herself, and then she tried to backtrack and was like, oh no, because they're both spoiled. I was just like, okay, Destiny, you're
Yes.
lying right here. And it
Mm-hmm.
made me understand why Mel cut her off even more, because she mentioned that Mel was so hurt, I guess, going through everything with Martell that she couldn't get out of bed. And so it's just like, for you to see your friend that hurt, and for y'all to have similar experiences, and then for you to stay chummy with him while she took the girl code to another step and stopped messing with Liberic, I can see how that would make somebody be like, excuse me, like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? And I understand that she was friends with Martell first, but by the end of their friendship, she was closer to Melody. And she
Right.
always speaks about all the things that Melody did for her as a friend. I don't hear her saying those same things about Martell. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you may have known him longer, but who really showed up for you as a friend? That was
Yep.
Mel. So I'm not rocking with her keeping being that chummy with Martell. Not saying she had to push him aside, but you could have set a line because you know how bad he hurt Mel and you've experienced it too. So that would have me looking at you crazy. And I didn't like the fact that she didn't take responsibility for the whole thing with Tisha. Tisha has been talking crap about Melody at every interview that she can do. So it's really hard for me to understand how y'all have had a whole friendship and Mel has never come up. And when she said, oh,
Yep.
I don't even know I don't think she said the whole Scorpio thing. I'm like, see, Destiny, I'm not believing that. So
Mm-hmm.
when it came to the whole Mel thing, I definitely didn't believe her. I think she was also a victim because she tried to play too close between a couple that were breaking up instead
Yeah.
of setting clear boundaries. And
Right.
that's where it burnt her at. And I
Yep.
didn't appreciate how she tried to put the blame on Mel about Mel bringing up the fact that she gave her money, because Mel said that after she went on interview saying, oh, I'm still supporting Mel, I bought this, I bought that. So Mel was
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, cool, and I gave you money. And so I just feel like when it comes to the Destiny thing, I think things started to get a little shaky because I don't understand that whole I'm bougie so I got moved 3 times. Like, all of that made no sense to me. And I'm just like, you were looking funny, and based off of what I think Mel went through at the reunion, seeing that all these people that she had at her house that she was friends with knew about coleslaw and
Right.
never said nothing to her. Her defense is on high. So maybe a couple of years ago she would have brushed it off, but I feel like where she's at right now is she's like, if you show me any sort of sign that you're a snake and you're hanging out with snakes, in my opinion, I'm going to cut you off. So
Yep.
I don't fault Mel for that, but I do respect Destiny in the sense of what she went through with LeBeric, but it just fortified my reason as to like, why would you still be cool with Martell? Just because he hasn't been a narcissist to you, you've seen it and you've experienced it. So why wouldn't you,
Yep,
make
that's
a
what it
clear
is.
line?
That's what it is. Jesse, I think you have amazing points. I agree with a majority of everything you're saying. I feel like she can just chalk it up to, well, let's be real. Martell is Destiny's avenue to this. So I feel like she feels as if she can't just cut Martell off because he is the reason why she's friends with Mel. So for that reason, she's able to say, "Well, I ain't never seen him act like this, regardless of of it being right or wrong."
I can agree with that. But you know what was weird to me too? I don't know if you caught it. A lot of things that she was saying, it was like, I don't think the right word is parody, but it was like a parody of Mel. So like in the beginning, when she was talking about, she went to the divorce lawyer 2 weeks before and she was like, but God didn't tell me to go. So I caught that. And
Mm.
then when y'all were speaking to her about
Jesse,
something else,
hold on. Jesse, do you have a YouTube channel?
I used to, but I'm never on it now.
Because the way you just, girl, I didn't even think about that. God didn't tell me to go. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was just like, that's weird. So I clocked that. And then later on, I think Bondi asked her a question and she was like 100. And I was just like, okay, you've never used any of those languages before. And it just reminded me of the scene with her and Mel, and she was like, I don't say chillaxing. So it's like, I don't know if she's like studying Mel. I'm not going to put that on her, but it was real interesting how, like, sometimes what you say is like, and what you don't say and how you do things. And to me, it just seemed like, I don't know. I feel bad for her. I do. I feel like she was truly both of their friends, but when they broke up, sometimes a breakup is too bad for you to be able to maintain the same friendship with both. And I think
Right.
that
And
she just got
then,
caught in the
Jesse,
middle.
one more thing I'm going to say is because Destiny was friends with Martell, or she knew him the longest, and she was friends with both of them, she probably didn't want to add insult to injury by saying, okay, you done lost your wife, you done lost your family, now I'm not going to fuck with you either. I think it was one of those things.
Yeah, and I don't think that she helped her cause. I also do think that she's a very needy friend. I think that can be a little bit draining after a while because everything that she was talking about, it was like things that were happening to her. So with her business, the guy's trying to, take it away from her because he doesn't want to pay the price. Everything was happening to her, and I didn't see her holding a lot of accountability unless like it was directly asked of her to hold accountability. And so I think that, yeah, you were going through things and she was talking about her one child, but like at the same time, Mel was with this guy for over 15 years, 4 kids, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like when y'all were asking her what support she needed from Mel, and she was like, understanding. I'm like, the woman left her dress fitting for you to cry on her shoulder. She gave you money, thousands of dollars. Like, I'm with the winning team. She gave me money. Like, that's who I would have been rolling with. So like for her to still be expecting even more of Mel, and then within that 6-week period completely fall apart. Like, I'm newly married and I have a toddler and I live in a whole nother state. Me and my friends only talk through WhatsApp and text messages because like we're all moms. So it's just like that idea that like you need all of this support all the time. Like, I can see Destiny kind of being a draining friend. And I think that along with some moves that kind of could have came sketch to Mel was just like, you know what, I'm gonna cut it off before I get bit, because I think she's already learned from Tisha and Mark and Marsol and all of them to see like, y'all could really smile in my face and know that I'm being hurt and disrespected and say nothing to me.
Right. Jesse, you done made a lot of really good points. And if you haven't been on YouTube, you need to. So let the people in the comments know once you go back to the comments where to find you. But I appreciate you calling. So I'm gonna have to let you go to let the next person come on.
Okay, no problem. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Yeah, good points. Very good points. I feel like we're not seeing the full story though. Something like I'm not team Mel, I'm not team Destiny, but I feel like we aren't getting the full story. We really aren't. So let me allow Cece. Hey Cece.
What's going on? What's going on?
How are you?
I'm all right. Congratulations on being a newlywed.
Thank you.
All right, I ain't gonna be too long because I got my food waiting on me. But
Okay.
I just wanted to say y'all did a great job because y'all asked all the questions. Y'all was real professional. There's a lot of foolishness going on in them comments, but some people gonna feel the way they gonna feel.
You saw it live.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I said in the comment. And you remember you pinned it. I said the views of these comments do not reflect the views of the old ladies first panel.
Right.
Because y'all did what y'all asked all the right questions. And this is the thing I say this because I'm impartial to both. I see that there's things they handled right, there's things they handled wrong in their relationship. The way I see it with the Destiny thing, like every time I saw her and LeBerick on camera, I kind of cringed because they always had this. First of all, they already started off on a long distance relationship, but you about to get married, so that was already bound to fail at that point anyway. And when the last name thing, you could tell that really bothered LeBerick.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, this ain't gonna be too good. And Mel, like you said, like one of y'all, I don't know if it was a commenter or one of the last callers, but they were saying that Mel knew she was going through a divorce. She just didn't know when the ink dried. And that's when that was put on camera. And that's just kind of like, okay, I'm putting all, and that's probably like I said, I always felt like Mel felt the way ever since. And it was just like, you mean to tell me I'm putting my business out on television, but you on this show want to be a main cast member and you're not giving all your real tea.
100%.
And I felt like that was in the back of her mind this whole time. And then with all this other stuff, and then like the icing on the cake was you listening to you talking about me at the reunion or at the hotel or whatever. And it's just like, okay, I can't really trust you like that.
Yeah, it's easy to feel used. It's easy to feel used. And that's not nothing against Destiny. That's just to the entire cast. Like, let's be real. The entire franchise has been made off of Mel and Martell's mess. The entire franchise. Everything else has been a sideline show. But the thing you can say is like, this season, everybody is going to have to work for their check. We see Kimmy and Maurice having to work for their check with these rumors. Destiny, I guess, is having to work for a check by talking about Mel, but I think Mel would have preferred it where it's like, damn, you got all this going on in your life and we ain't talking about it.
Exactly. And I was telling people, I was just like, y'all got to realize Mel is over this because with their whole situation for the past 3 seasons has been about Mel and Martell, and y'all are feeding off of that. Do y'all realize that she doesn't even film with 70% of the cast? Like when it comes to the actual cast, she only films with Kimmy and Tiffany. She don't even film. Yeah, she don't film with Tisha. She don't film with none of the men, and like the side people like Stormy, she don't count because she's not in the cast.
Right.
So I mean, she's making her money her way, and everybody's got to do their own thing. Like you said, everybody got to work for a check this season.
Yep.
But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I enjoyed y'all interview. Y'all did great, and I can tell y'all cause like I said, people come to y'all for a reason. If y'all ask, they gonna say yes for a reason. There's certain people that did interviews and they in trouble because of the stuff they did. I ain't saying no names, but you know, that's not being professional. You know, so you can't, like, regardless of how you feel about what happens on that episode, you can't interview somebody and be like, well, I saw you do this, that, and that, and you know,
we're not there to light them up. We're there for y'all to listen to what they have to say.
Yes, it's their truth, regardless of how y'all feel about it. That's what they get. That's what they say. But I love the show. Y'all guys do great, and keep doing y'all thing.
Well, thank you so much. I'll see you around.
All right, peace out.
Okay, bye. All right, good points. In my opinion. Hey.
Hi, Necey. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Congratulations on your wedding and your honeymoon. Those pictures was lovely.
Thank you.
let me tell you something. I think y'all did an amazing job. I'm just gonna say that. Okay. I watched live with y'all and I enjoyed every minute. And I was almost worried because I knew Bondi had her issues with, Destiny. And I was hoping that y'all were not gonna be biased and y'all were. Y'all gave her that, platform to say what she wanted to say, to speak her mind. And I think one thing has escaped everybody's mind that Destiny said. Destiny said that LeBerick served Carlos some papers.
Yep.
So I also think that's another reason why you're not getting her story on the show.
Fact.
If he served papers to the producer that say, hey, I don't want my name on this show, then obligation wise, Carlos cannot let that air on the show. So you're not going to get that side of the story. So I think even when she said, look, I'm not going to blast him out on this show like that, or on this interview like that, I think what you're not understanding is here in Alabama, it's hard. I mean, very hard to get anything from anybody, let alone child support, spousal support. Our system sucks. Even once you get it, you're only getting like 12% here. And that's nothing. And that's if you get it.
Right.
You got to jump through a lot of hoops. And I'm in Alabama. You got to jump through a lot of hoops just to get that child support. So I don't know how it is in other states, and I'm pretty sure it is different in every state. But this is a Republican-led state. We don't get anything. We have to work. If you get any kind of support here, if you get any help,
any assistance,
everything here, they're all up in your business. I mean, all up in your business. Even with food stamps, if you apply for food stamps down here, they like, you got a car, sell it.
What was it like that during the pandemic? Since you're in Alabama?
During the pandemic, everybody was getting everything. Like
that's
food
what
stamps. Even if you were working, they gave you the food stamps.
Right.
Housing checks. Even if you were working, they helped you pay your rent. They helped you pay your utilities. If you had babies, newborn babies, they was giving out Pampers. It was so much going on, and because we're one of those states that don't get a lot of funding, they were giving out so much stuff. It wasn't just our state government. It was like in the stimulus bill, it was money that was taken away that said, hey, this got to go to parents that are struggling. So like if you didn't have food, if you didn't have diapers, if you couldn't have milk, if you needed help with children, even that was accepted. And the Medicaid system down here was amazing when it came to healthcare. Like even people that wouldn't qualify for Medicaid down here, during the pandemic, they was letting you go through because they didn't know what was causing COVID.
Right. They didn't know what anybody was doing. That's why it's not hard for me to believe that she got public assistance.
Right. So even when she say, well, I got this assistance for my kid, I was like, okay, now that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can't say what somebody else has not endured because you've not walked in their shoes. You don't know how you would act in that situation. Another thing that Destiny said that also struck a chord with me is she said we were living in a long distance relationship and staying together for the first time in a pandemic where we couldn't run, we had to face our facts. So even when they got in the argument, she said, I couldn't run away because nothing was open. And it was true. Like we had a curfew. If you got out in this pandemic, you could go to jail. Everybody that was in jail was catching COVID.
Yep.
So like we was literally held hostage. Like even the grocery stores, most of the grocery stores.
Yeah, that's when most people got divorced. That's whenever all the relationships started breaking over the pandemic.
Yes, because they had to actually, you had to actually stay here 24/7 with people. Like even the stores that were open, they didn't really want to let you in. Like you had to order online and then come and then they bring it out to you. Pop your trunk up and they just bring it out to you. Walmart, they started that. They'll deliver it to your house.
Right.
So, like I said, a lot of stuff was not open here. Like we're not one of those big state cities where you can, get all the stuff and everything. We're not like Atlanta, LA. I don't know how those states was working because I saw people still were going out there, but here in Alabama, we were completely shut down.
I didn't know. I didn't hear a whole lot about Alabama, but I'm glad you added some context.
But I'm so glad that y'all did it. And I'm glad that y'all stayed, positive about it the whole way through, because it was a lot of hateful people that said a lot of hateful things. And I was like, how can you put yourself in that kind of situation and you not walked in her shoes? Like 3 weeks, she was out there. She said she was trying to get her baby to calm down in the car when she got served. So imagine somebody walking up to you in a pandemic and her baby's 3 weeks old. You know what I'm saying? How that must have felt to her. Even though she said she went and looked at talked to an attorney the week before, she was only talking about a separation.
Yep.
He comes with divorce papers.
Yep. That's a lot. That's traumatic.
Yes. And then to know that this man she gave these papers to, thinking, hey, look, I don't have an attorney, so I'm just going to give you these papers. I'm filing my answers with you, which she shouldn't have done, because Alabama, baby, these people, they quick to do it. Like, they don't care. They don't seek for the truth for nothing. If you don't come and speak up for yourself, hey, they don't care,
Right.
So.
Well,
I appreciate you, Necey.
Yes, and I appreciate you supporting.
And you looking all beautiful with that glow.
Thank you. That's that Mexico tan. I'm gonna have to go sit down.
And is you drinking that wine again, girl?
I'm drinking my tequila tonic. You already know.
Well, you have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, y'all, we got some more people on the line. We got just about 500 people in the chat. I'm loving the conversation and hearing y'all's insights. So y'all go ahead, do me a favor and like the video. We can get back to these phone calls. Robin, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
and
good.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I'm good. You're welcome. I've been listening to everything what everybody was saying. And when it comes down to the court system, people have to realize we're in a pandemic. Not only were we in a pandemic, the court system had shut down, so divorces was easily to go quick. So nobody's really checking for that in the court system, because my sister, she's a lawyer, so she was telling me stuff about that.
She was saying that divorces were going through quick.
Yeah, like everything was on hold, but divorces are easy to go through quick because people just want to get divorced.
Wow, I have not heard that. I always hear that it's hard to get divorced.
Not if you got the right person doing it, and then it was easy for him to do, so that went by fast in the court system.
Right.
And I feel bad for her because everybody's like coming down on her. I understand the whole Mel situation, what she did, and how she messed up the friendship, both of them. I feel like it was both of them, and I like both of them.
Yes, same. I think it's both people are at fault. Honestly, the way I feel about it, I don't know. I hate whenever people put everything on astrology, but when I tell you like some of the things that Mel does, I can see in myself that I have done. So like, for example, if I have a feeling that I can't trust somebody, 9 times out of 10, I'd never talk to them and say, hey, I feel like you're not loyal. Usually I just treat them accordingly and I just back up. And I feel like that's probably what happened with Destiny. And Destiny was like, what's going on? They both never had a conversation. They both fell out.
Yes, and I'm a Leo. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? Why you acting like that? Or, you moving funny. Like I'm the type of person like, okay, yeah, you moving funny. I'm not feeling it. Like, what's up with you? I feel bad for Destiny. Some stuff I wish they could have worked out. Like I was rooting for them. Like I actually was rooting for like, okay, hopefully they can get this together by the next season. But no, they didn't get together.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the door is closed.
No. And I like Melanie, but sometimes I feel like she overdoing it on some things, and I'm seeing her more and more through the episodes. But I understand her side. She got divorced. Her husband cheated on her, but it's like, dang, let's kind of move on from it a little bit. I want to see her go on dates. I want to see her do all the stuff that I see her do on Instagram.
I will say there's been a lot of progress though compared to last season. It seems like she's not really talking about Martell as much as he's talking about her.
Yeah.
Yo.
And Destiny, dang. I'm really sad that everybody keeps going hard on that girl. It's
Well,
like
I'm glad she got
she
to
can't
come
win for
talk to us.
nothing.
I don't know.
Yes, I'm gonna keep it short though.
I don't know. I see why some people are, because you know, she leaves enough questions for the viewers to have to make assumptions on their own. So I kind of understand why some people are going hard. What I don't understand is why people are going hard after she answered our questions in the interview, you know?
It's just like the Megan Stallion thing. That's how everybody acting.
Say it again. Oh my goodness. I can't.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, dang, women, we gotta keep bashing her. Let's uplift her and be like, yo, if you could give us more detail, give us more detail. We'll understand. Like, we understand that you can't tell us everything, but we don't have to be so hateful towards the lady.
Right. It's only a few, but they the loudest ones, you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna
Robin,
let you guys go because I know you got more callers.
yeah, I appreciate you calling. Thank you for supporting.
Yes, I'm happy to be on you guys' page. Y'all did good. Y'all actually did good.
All right. Good night. All right. Nafisa's daughter. Hey.
Oh, hey. Okay, so first off, I want to say congratulations. The interview was bomb. It was like an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes.
It was
pretty
almost
long.
An hour and 40. Okay.
It was pretty long. So if they didn't get all the questions out of it, that's on them. I feel like the questions I submitted for, you guys answered, and if they wanted a question, they should. Excuse me, I said question. If they wanted a question answered, they should have submitted it. Okay. Okay. So first off, the first thing I would have to say, I really like Destiny. I felt like this interview really made me like, this is why I like you, Destiny. This is the Destiny that I like. But at the same time, I feel like let me see. I wrote it down because I didn't want to lose my thoughts.
I have to do the same thing. It's okay.
So first off, I felt like some of the stuff that she didn't answer was kind of unclear.
Yeah.
I felt like maybe the reason why she's trying to support Mel and feel like leave room open for her and Mel, maybe she feels guilty.
Yes, I agree. Because to me, I'm just like, no, this is what I think is about. And I don't mean to take up all your talking time.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I agree that she is leaving room. Okay, so the way that Melody is just cut and dry, like, I don't fuck with you type of thing.
I'm done. Mm-hmm.
Destiny is not willing to do that. And I don't think it's because, you know, she wants opportunities from her. I think it's because she literally wants to sit in that, like, I didn't do nothing wrong, so it's no reason for us to have beef. So it's like, if I didn't do nothing wrong, why am I gonna hate you type of thing, you know?
Well, maybe, and that's the thing. I was going to piggyback off that. I don't think she necessarily was talking ish about Mel, but I think she was sitting with Tisha, and Tisha definitely was talking ish about Mel. Fair. For her to sit up there and say, well, I never heard Tisha say anything about Mel. And it's just like, girl, no, bye. We already learned, because Kimmy already died Tisha out already at the other reunion, that she does talk about Mel, and she does talk ish about Mel. So for you to sit there and have an issue with Mel, and she has an issue with Mel, and y'all not talking about it, no. No,
I agree.
So I think in that room, because that was unclear too, she never really clarified if what they were saying, the Scorpio. Well, I don't think she said it. She may have said it. She really wasn't clear what they were exactly talking about in the room. But I feel like Tisha definitely was talking ish about Mel.
Yes. Usually we see each other. We do.
Exactly. Here. And then another thing I didn't like was for her, well, not say like, but wasn't clear was, well, I know for a fact I didn't have the room next to Mel. Well, your room got moved 3 times. So you don't know who you were next to all 3 times. Because you wasn't in the room long enough. But then finally you in this 3rd room, you probably was next to Mel.
Right, but the thing is, even it don't even really matter where she was. What we do know is that Mel heard something.
That's right. That's what we do know. I think it's all gonna come out during the reunion. I think Mel is keeping it close to the vest and playing it smart. That's why everybody want to know, well, what did she say? What did she say? She's not gonna tell us yet. Mel gonna drop it at the reunion, so we just gonna have to wait and see then. And what else I wanted to say? Okay, so yeah, I said one thing I did think about, because Mel, like you said, Mel is Scorpio, Mel's smart. I feel like I do want them to be friends again, genuinely, because I do like their dynamic. But Mel is smart. I feel like eventually she is going to piece it up with Destiny, because I think CC Freak made a good point. Mel is only really filming with Kimmy and Tiffany. So in order for Mel to like really, because her real issue is really with Tisha. Let's just be honest. She don't like Tisha. But like how the housewives do it, you gotta have people on your side. She's gonna eventually piece it up with Destiny, just to have her underneath her wing and underneath her bed, to have that underneath her side. So that's what I was thinking.
Right. Yep. I agree. I think I don't see them being cool again. The same way she about done with Huntsville, she about done with Destiny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much. I do have one more request for an interview. If you guys can get Kiki.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to get Kiki and her
If y'all can get Kiki,
tell her to come on here. I would love to get Kiki on here.
Cause she got the tea.
Yeah, I would love. Tag her. Tell her to come.
I will. I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna look for her. I'm gonna find her.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. All right. Sarah.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Necey. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Welcome back to the show. We missed you so much.
Thank you. I missed y'all. I low-key thought y'all was gonna forget about me. I was like, damn.
Not at all, not at all. Oh, just to piggyback off what the last caller said, I also agree that y'all should get Kiki. I saw in Scotty's comments the other day that somebody mentioned that when Melody was first looking for people for the show to like pitch to Own and to Carlos for couples, she invited 10 couples to her house. And apparently one of the 10 couples was Kiki and her husband, because she did know Kiki prior to the show. And according to the person in the comments, it was that event that is like the big issue, because apparently Letitia and Marceau were also there, along with a lot of the other couples we saw in like the very first season that like kind of popped up and we didn't know who those people were.
That makes sense.
The information about Kiki's personal business is what Tisha and Marceau told Melody and Martell at her house.
At that
point,
party.
they didn't end up becoming a couple on the show, and Tisha and Marceau did. And I think that is the reason that she really has the beef, because Kiki keeps saying it was almost 4 to 5 years ago when that beef happened, which is when we started watching this show. And I think they were like, hey, we can't have two Scott families, so it's one or the other. And I think that, look, at the time, Tisha and Marceau were going through their financial situation. We know they was living in that tight townhouse and they were trying to figure it out. Maybe low key, underhanded, that's what, Tisha apologized for and what they're trying to get out in this like new upcoming thing. Because Carlos already said that that's what's coming out, not specific, but just some stuff about their family. I think Kiki has some issues in her past that were troubled. And Tisha put that out there during that time, and that caused her to not get picked for the show. So I don't know. I saw that as a comment. It made sense to me, but of course we'll see what will happen. As far as the Destiny interview, I thought you guys did a great job. I'm loving the cohesiveness of how this whole thing came together. I think people kind of forget that when you're interviewing any party, this goes with Oprah or anybody else, you have to make people feel comfortable to get them to be vulnerable. That's just how it works in broadcast. I have a degree in journalism. That's exactly how that works. You have to get them to feel comfortable with you. They have to feel like they're connecting with you. That's why Oprah was so good at it for so long. That's why Gail is so good at it for so long. Because if they feel comfortable, they're vulnerable, they open up more, they share more.
Right. It's a better interview for the viewers. Yeah.
Exactly. I do think that Destiny did share some more information, and I'm glad that we got some insight with her. I, like many other people, still see some holes. I do understand that there's a legal issue going on. Yeah. I honestly do know that, I guess now with them not being able to speak on LeBaric, we can't hear his side. I'm not necessarily going on the monster end with him, because I think the difference between LeBaric and Martell is that we haven't seen LeBaric on screen enough to judge that. Right. We got to see Martell and Melody's relationship play out and how Martell moved in that relationship. One of the other things I thought was interesting is how LeBaric's family was not exactly excited about Destiny. And she mentioned that in the interview. She mentioned that when it came to doing, part of the family business. And so I would be interested to know what that tea was and what that situation is as to why they were uncomfortable. Because one of the things I noticed is that Destiny's financial situation is, when she kept saying that she was a boss, it wasn't coming from a place of someone who had been doing well prior to getting with him. Like she's been doing here. Does she have like a lucrative, hair salon that was making 6 figures, and then she got with her husband and stopped what she was doing when she came to Huntsville? From my understanding, LeBerick was kind of her come up. He had this thing going. He had the job. She explained he was extremely hardworking, hustling 2 and 3 jobs. So I'm interested if her family wasn't feeling maybe some of those things. And then maybe when she connected, to do the hair store, whatever, then that's when she started to maybe make a little bit more money and felt a little bit more independent. So
did you notice though, she said she made more money than him every year they were together.
See, and that's the thing. I don't know. Like I it could be, we don't know. I mean, if that's the case, then I would have gotten a great attorney when it came time for getting those divorce papers. So I'm thinking if you made more money, then you should have definitely been able to go with a divorce attorney once you realized that he was filing his paperwork and stuff. Where was all that cashed in? You know what I mean? Like, so you weren't paying the mortgage. The house is in his name. So where was all that money to go ahead and hire a competent attorney to make sure that he wasn't able to snow you the way he was? And that's the kind of stuff that's not adding up for me. If you're stacking your bread, then you should be able to pull it out at that point, especially if you're not paying the mortgage, and be able to, go ahead and get somebody to fight on your behalf. I also thought it was weird that somebody mentioned that he should be paying child support, because she mentioned that they were together for 5 years. They were married for 2, but 9 months of the 2 that he was already in divorce mode. And to me, and my understanding, about child support is that it's really for people who the person is not going to help with the child financially. She's never said that he hasn't helped with their kid financially, or that he's a bad father when it comes to the fiscal part of things. And if he's not paying for his child or doing the things he needs to do financially for his kid, then I could understand going to him for child support. But I do not understand anybody going to anybody for child support if I'm taking care of my kid like I'm actively supposed to. The courts are not supposed to be in the mix of that if the man is doing what he's supposed to do and his child has everything that he needs from him. The person that you're divorcing is not responsible for you financially having your life together. That's really something that you're responsible for. We would never expect that from a man towards a woman, nor should we expect that from a woman towards a man. And I don't think she was able to seek out spousal support because they weren't married that long. But I do think that when it comes down to Mel and Destiny, I did like them. As a duo. I think Destiny likes being friends with Mel more than she likes being friends with Tisha, to be honest. I think she got a little bit more of her life with Mel. I think she got more energy with her. And it breaks my heart because I think that the communication between both of them was what broke it down. Like you said, Mel's got that Scorpio energy, like when I'm done, I'm done. And I think her mistrust comes from the fact that she dealt with Martell in the drama for so long. And a lot of people are connected to Martell in some way. And I think, everybody's different when it comes to friend loyalty. And this is probably why I don't mix, even being married, I don't mix friend groups all the time. And we be doing all the couple stuff. Because it gets so hairy when you then break up and it's like, who do we invite to the barbecue? Who do we invite to so-and-so? And here's the thing with me and girlfriends. And I know people can say whatever they want in the comments, but let me tell you something. If you're really my friend, and Melody and Martell, and Destiny and Martell were not besties or BFFs before this. So making it seem like she can't choose between the two of them is kind of difficult. She doesn't have to be rude to Martell. She can be cordial, but you clearly go closer to Melody by the end of their marriage. When we're not cool anymore, if you were truly my friend, you're not going to link up with the ops after. We're not doing that.
Well, let's say to film, you will. For a TV show that he got you on, you will.
And to have a lifeline, which is why I think she's really fell into it with Tisha, because by the end of the reunion, Tisha was not on good terms with Melody, and she really was on shaking ground with Kimmy, because Kimmy already said if we weren't family, we wouldn't be friends. So at that point, Tisha wasn't cool with the 2 other women on the show, and her and Tiffany weren't clicking. So Destiny was her lifeline. And I noticed when Carlos was just talking to Melody and Destiny at that reunion about what was going on in their friendship, Tisha could not wait to jump in the middle of that conversation as soon as he was just talking to the 2 of them. And I'm like, girl, why are you in it? We all waiting to see what's going on with the 2 of them. And Melody's apologizing to Destiny, saying, I don't want you to feel like I was trying to not be cool with you. Here go Tisha. You're not a good friend, Mel. And I was like, you know what? She sees the fracture.
She was eager.
And she wanted to break that fracture, because what would make you in LA, instead of focusing on your husband's birthday party and celebrating with him, the one time he want to hang out with you, you decide to go to that woman's room to talk about Melody's marriage, Destiny's words last night, and Melody's behavior, Destiny's words last night. So you spent that time in this woman's room that's having a troubled time with her friend to go and discuss the friend's situation, to discuss the friend's behavior. I feel like she clung to Tisha because Tisha was her lifeline, like Martell is her lifeline. And I sort of hate that because I do think that her and Mel, could have and should have maybe worked out. I don't know any friend that's going to leave a dress fitting to come to your house to come hug you or pray with you in your doorway. I don't know any friend that's giving you thousands of dollars that hates you. So
yeah, I hope they get back together, but I don't think it's gonna happen. We just gonna have to.
We have to wait and see. But y'all did a great job. I really want to see Kiki. I will be another person hitting her up.
Please, yes, be another person. Tag her.
We would like to hear.
Well, thank you. All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, hey Nola.
Hey girl, congratulations on getting married, baby. You were so beautiful. They need to put you on Modern Bride or something, baby.
Thank you.
Because you did the thing. You look you looked regal, child.
Oh, thank you. I hope the official pictures keep that same energy. I can't wait to show y'all the official pictures from the wedding.
Girl, you was looking good. I said, look at Necey, baby. She looked like a whole, girl. She looked like a whole different person, baby. You was glammed up and out. Baby, I was enjoying all the pictures that was posted. Now, before I get into my opinion on Destiny, let me just say I had to go up for y'all a little bit because I was in the members only.
I saw.
But I had to leave because I had said I was going to be on my P's and Q's and good behavior. I didn't want to get kicked out, nor did I want my difference of opinion to represent you ladies. I wanted to be a positive member. So then I just watched and was quiet. But I did have to go up because some people were like, you guys were being too easy on her. And I'm like, no, they can't come back. First of all, she's going to quit the interview if they're being rude. And second of all, you got to look at, they want to get more interviews besides Destiny. She's not the end all be all. So if people are going to look at how you treat your guests. So you can't go on there and be rude. Now, I will say some of the facial expressions was giving me hilarious. Okay. I was definitely laughing, especially, you know how Jamie says, scoot to the front. Baby, when she got to the camera, I was like, okay, scoot to the front, bring it on to the back. At one point, I thought she was gonna start talking to the little plants like she normally do.
Right.
It was hilarious. And when Jelly said we ain't eating no more chicken, I was like, I can't go there with you because I love some chicken.
Oh yeah, we can't do that.
So I'm gonna start off with the positives, right? I thought Destiny looked gorgeous. I did. She wore her good Diana Ross hair. I thought she looked good. I did appreciate her taking ownership in some parts of the demise of her marriage. Like people overlooking the fact that she said that she emasculated her husband. That's a big old thing. I think the last name thing was a big issue for them. But I think if that was a deal breaker for him, he should have never bought into the deal, period. He should have never married her on that part. What didn't kind of sit right with me was when she was like, I got served and I just walked back in the house and I act like I didn't got nothing. I'm like, girl, so you went running to Melody to talk about this, but you didn't talk about your husband who you just had a baby with, who y'all did fertility treatments with, and he just had you served and y'all in the same house. And y'all didn't talk about it. It's not a woman in the world that I don't know might wouldn't want to play grip ball with that man.
Right.
So for me, and the body language kind of made me feel like she don't want to tell us she went off. And that's her business. But that was kind of hard for me to believe, just because of the situation of everything. The stress of a pandemic, we don't know what's about to happen, and you leaving me with a brand new baby, and you just walk back in the house and not say nothing. That didn't make sense to me. When she was talking about the breakdown of her and Mel, and we got to talking about the divorce thing, and she got to talking about it went from daylight to nighttime. I was like, bump all of that. To be honest, I don't care what the daytime was. But what I got from it was they both sit up here and lie to us as the audience and let each other lie. Yes. The first lie started with Mel allowing Destiny to sit up on that stage and said they didn't talk. The communication was different, but texting and picking up the phone is still communication. But Mel, you allowed her to sit there and say it. Destiny, you allowed Mel to sit there and act surprised that she didn't know you was divorced, but she already knew you was going through the proceedings. So why did y'all allow each other to do that if it's true friendship? So that gave me both of y'all is lying and scheming for the cameras and stop playing with me. Y'all both know the demise and the true reason of y'all friendship. Now, do I believe that she don't have to choose? Yes, I believe you can still be friends with the other. But here's where I had a problem when y'all asked her that, and she gave the answer of yes, you have to have balance. I wanted to jump through the StreamYard and say, now, did you feel there was balance when you went to Martell house and told him about that conversation? Because that ain't balance. That's not balance. Like, at the end of the day, Mel and Martell is not in a good place. He's very bitter. So, girl, you said in that confessional and lied, thinking you was gonna go to Martell house for some positive influence on Melody. Because no.
She knew. I mean, come on. I talk about this every Sunday, and you be in the live sometimes. The conversations that her and Martell have about Mel is not beneficial to either one of them. It's only beneficial in a way where they can vent to each other, because Martell, he had an outer body experience last week when he said, I've been friends with Destiny longer than you. Like, he wasn't even present in the conversation with Destiny because he was so stuck on thinking about how he used to argue with Mel. It's not beneficial in my opinion, but I definitely see why she's still friends with him. I just don't think that Mel should be discussed with Martell.
Right. I just think, I'm not, like I say, I don't feel like she has to necessarily choose between one or the other, but I feel like when either she's with, and it goes both ways, because she did say she would drop jewels off to Mel. I feel like it goes both ways. When you're with Mel and when you're with Martell, when they want to bring up the other one, look, I'm not in the middle of that. I'm cool with both of y'all, and neither one of y'all issues got nothing to do with me. And leave that at that. And that way you can save face with both of them if you really wanted to save your friendship. Now, when it came down to she wanted Mel understanding and feeling, I was like, Destiny, get out my face with this, because you just literally sat here about 2-3 minutes before that and said you witnessed Mel couldn't even get out the bed at sometimes. Now, Necey, tell me, if you have one empty glass and another empty glass, what is the empty glass gonna pour into the empty glass? Not nothing.
Air.
If she was on empty and you was on empty, how can she feel you and support you? And vice versa. That's just unrealistic. All you could have did was laid on the side of her in the bed and cry right next to her, because there wasn't nothing that she could give you.
And no, I'm glad you said that, because you mentioned why did they allow the other one to lie? I feel like things are so complicated because Mel and Destiny keep talking about things that aren't exactly what they want to talk about. Like, they keep talking about other things without talking about what the issue is at hand. Like last season, whenever they were talking about Village, Destiny said that part of it was empathy and part of it was support. It seemed like it was a check-in, kind of like, are we good? It's like, I don't understand why I keep having these conversations about things for the audience, and that's what's confusing, which is why I don't make sense.
The thing is, they conflating issues. They bringing they arguing about surface level stuff on TV when it's deeper than what it is. Yes. And at the end of the day, as far as people saying we still don't get anything from Destiny, here's my thing on that. You're on a reality TV show. I don't want to see you just talking about Mel and Martell. What happened with you and the Chicken King? That's part of your story. That's what I want to see if you're gonna be on this show. If you're trying to be a main character, then you got to give your life. Same thing with Tiffany and Lewis. Same thing with whoever they gonna bring on there. Right. We want to see it because, child, you done got on this reality TV show to show us your reality. And your reality is not just you being in these people's business and the go-between and friends. You had your own thing going on, and we don't see it. Now, as far as her not wanting to say certain things about LeBerick because that's her child's father, and your child got to grow up and see this, because this stuff lives out here forever.
Yep.
I can get with that. I understood that. When people were saying, well, why you didn't do your business? I can understand. Listen, I done just had a baby. My man left me. I don't know what this pandemic is and what it's going to do. And I just didn't have the strength to do it. That to me was a real moment. I could relate to her on that. That was a real moment. But some of that other stuff, like you saying you don't want him, you're not bashing him, but you keep bringing up that I wasn't getting child support. I wasn't getting child support. But then you say you signed in the agreement in lieu of child support, you would take the house payment. So that's your fault you wasn't getting child support. Pick one or the other. Either you wanted the child support or you wanted the house payment. In lieu of means instead of. So do you know what in lieu of mean when you signed them papers? Because you wasn't going to get child support. So stop telling us you didn't get child support, framing it as if this man did not want to pay you child support. Not saying he a saint or a sinner, because I ain't got a heaven or a hell to put him in or a casket. Okay, I ain't paying for him. They better bury him in the grill somewhere. I don't know. But stop sitting up here. The way she's saying it is framing it as if this man did not want to pay her child support. Furthermore, you wasn't married long enough to get spousal support. And then on the other part, if y'all have 50-50 custody, you're still not going to get the child support because he's responsible for the child at the half the time you have him and the half time that he have him. Plus, he paying for you to live in the house full time for a year, whether his child is there or not. I'm not gonna bash somebody on something that's good, because there's a whole lot of men out here would have said, girl, get it how you live, sell that house, we're gonna split it 50-50, find out where you gonna go, and I got a place for my baby to lay their head. So that kind of stuff, it just wasn't making sense. Not a call, because I went back and rewatched it last night, and the call of the lady from Alabama did kind of clear that up for me, because I'm like, I ain't never been through divorce, so I don't know, but I don't understand how he only had custody for 3 days. Y'all was living in the same house, and he got his divorce decree, and he didn't tell you, oh, we divorced and I got custody. You didn't know till you went a lawyer. Like, what? Like, I understand y'all was still in the same house, but at what point were y'all going to communicate with each other? And you are more vocal about your situation with Mel, from what you say, than you wasn't fighting for your marriage. It was like, okay, I got the divorce papers. Okay, well, I was thinking about doing this anyway.
I was thinking about doing this anyway.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right, whatever. But you didn't go see. I didn't take it serious. You 3 weeks postpartum, ma'am. You didn't take it serious. Let me tell you something. We would have had to have a long, strong conversation. And for me to not take it serious, we would have had to been down there at them Huntsville courts for the dismissal.
Right.
You know, we would have to be.
You on YouTube, factual, right?
Yes, I just started, but I don't come on none of y'all channels and be talking all that, because I be wanting to be respectful to y'all and y'all channel. This y'all platform, and I'm never on no disrespect.
Support my channel. You always come up here and you be preaching, and the people love you. I love your commentary. So y'all be sure to follow Nola Reads on YouTube.
But that's all I have to say. I think you ladies did a good job. Me and Kiki talk all the time. Like I told Bondi, and I actually sent her the screenshot, because I asked Kiki, did Tisha or Wanda ever ask her what did she actually say? And that lady said no, they ain't even asked her. They just remember what was told with them. So I will message her, baby, and tell her.
Tell her to come on over. We ready.
But thank you. Love y'all, child.
Thank you. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Last caller. Is it Natavia or Natavia?
Natavia.
Hey.
Hey, congratulations again on your wedding.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Yeah, I was subscribed to that lady's channel.
Nola Reed.
I wrote it down with the 4 Z's. And just I'm starting my channel too. I'm gonna post a video up maybe tonight or tomorrow too.
Yes.
It's called When Tay Talk. I'll be in the chat sometime, but I have my picture on there, but I have the girl do like me a little logo and stuff. So
yeah,
they got that on there. But back to the reality, child. Okay, I had a couple points. So the way Destiny said, I like the way how she said, like how she came on the show or whatever, like the people just seeing her at Millennium House or whatever, and, you know, pulled her up and they wanted her in LeBaric and, you know, and her too or whatever. So, like, I like that she said that, because that kind of shows like how people just act like Mel has so much pull on the show. Like, that shows that the people were scouting people they saw. So just like Kiki was supposedly at the initial, you know, invite for, you know, the people to get scouted for the show. Yeah, so that could have been how Kiki got on the show. It doesn't necessarily mean that Mel brought her on the show for the mess. Carlos could have brought her on the show for the mess. So that right there. And then I thought on the reunion, Destiny said, because Carlos asked her, was she under any type of restrictions or anything from saying anything, talking
no.
about? And she said no.
Yep.
So on the interview, she said that they had just got paperwork, and Carlos had just got it too before the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get that part either. And then you just can't pay me to believe that Destiny and Tisha was not talking about Mel in that room, because for one, it wouldn't have been a reason for her to say I'm a Scorpio. I think they was talking about Mel lying about the BJ.
Yeah.
And I don't think, like, people keep saying like, well, Mel won't even say what it was, because she don't want to say what it was. She don't want to say that's what it was. She don't want to say that. Just like she want to say it on the reunion. She want to admit to nothing like that, and she don't want to talk about that. And Destiny said that like she was listening through the door. Like, I believe Mel on that part. Like, I do believe she was in the room next to her. It might not have been her room, but the producers probably had her in there listening, because I don't think that she was at Destiny's door listening, because that's too risky, for somebody to be in a hotel hallway listening to the room. Like, you don't know if they're going to open the door.
She might have been, because you remember Destiny told us last night that Mel was actually on the way to the room to give her new phone number. So she might have came to the door about to knock and then heard something like Mel was like, you know what, let me sit here and listen.
I still think that's kind of risky, especially with, like, you don't know if they was about to come out the room. Because before, wait. Because if they was that loud, she heard them when she was walking to the room.
Exactly. And then the only person that would have had a risk would have been them, because they was the ones talking mess.
But Mel would have had a risk too, because how crazy you gonna look if they would have opened that door, or somebody else would have opened the door and like, what you doing? Listen to that door.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay, you gave me a new thought. On that one.
Since she is a Scorpio, I can tell you from past experience, the Scorpios is crazy enough to stand on and be like, yeah, bitch, I was standing outside your door and I heard you talking shit, because I done done that before.
I'm a Sagittarius, but I think I got a little Scorpio tendencies too, because I'm still up in November. But I even with that friendship stuff, like you said, how like you'll just cut people off. Like, I don't really not necessarily go to people that I feel like if I feel like my friend is doing something slick, like I people should, okay, sorry, like, okay, that's one. Okay, that's two. Baby, we on three. Okay, let me distance myself. So they're calling. I ain't answering. They texting, what's going on? Hey, girl, where you at? I ain't answering. And then, like, once it start getting on my nerves, I'm like, okay, let me tell this B what's up. And then I'll talk to him. But I don't like to initially say nothing, because I feel like all they're going to do is lie. Like,
exactly. It's like, what's the point?
Right, that ain't it. And then you just gonna be in the same friendship again, side-eyeing them. So just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. And then I like how y'all said the LeBerick and Martell situation, and Destiny, like, y'all almost caught her with saying it, because she know if LeBerick is anything like Martell, why are you friends with him? Like, why would you choose to be friends with him? And you said Mel sent you money. You didn't even know. She just say, hey, look, check your thing. Boom, boom, boom. And that's like, that's the type of friend I am. And people don't always have to be jealous of you because of what you got or how you look or something like that. Because I'm like, if somebody be like, she's jealous of you, and I'm like, for what?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, for what? So sometimes it's just like how people view you or how other people love on you. People get jealous about stuff like that. And it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. So I feel like, Destiny, if your husband did you like that, and the way Martell was doing Melanie, it shouldn't have been a question about your friendship. Like, it shouldn't have been a question about who side you was even going to take. Like in that situation, it's a side to take, because what if he would have beat her up? You know, what if they wouldn't have been able to call Marceau in that at the Airbnb that day?
You talking about in Vegas when Marceau had
right,
a whole,
and he did it like twice at her. He did it twice. He lunged at her twice. So what if they hadn't been able to get to him fast enough? And I remember in Vegas when they pulled Martell out the room and Destiny was in there, and like she was just like staring at him. And I was like, why is she staring at him like that? It was kind of like, and that's when I started saying that I felt like they had something going on, because she was staring at him.
That's what you thought. You thought they had something going on by the way she was staring
at that season, last season at the Vegas trip. I did, because of the way he said to Maurice said, you talked to Destiny today, and he was like, every day. And Maurice was smirking too. So I'm like, and then and then fast forwarded to that other episode when her and Mel had the dinner, and she told Mel, said, you talk to him every day, and she said, you don't talk to him every day, and she said, he told me you talk to him every day. And you know that ain't true. Okay, when she said it to him in the kitchen, he just stood there like, right, she know that.
You know,
we saw camera.
I think what it is, I'm one of them people who I don't believe that Destiny is involved with Martell like that. I don't think that she is, but I think that Martell is so needy for some type of power, and he so badly wants to strike a chord with Mel emotionally that he will do dumb shit like mention that Destiny is showing a lot of skin when she not, because he knows that's the easy trigger for him to pull. I think he wants Mel to feel some type of way.
I thought from that stuff last season, and then like I said, the way that she was looking at him, like she was just like in a zone and just like staring at him, like it was kind of like how you the current girlfriend and you watching your boyfriend argue with his ex-girlfriend.
Did you watch Married at First Sight?
Yes.
Was it you think it was giving the way that Val was looking at Michaela and
like the way she was just staring at her like, really, dude, like you just been messing with me, you flirting with me, we just had whatever, and you showing all this emotion, like that's probably what she probably was like you still love her. It was given that then, but like you said, now I think that either he playing around and playing games.
Yeah,
I want to know why one of them lying, and then I feel like they trying to make it seem like that, because both of them, like, why are y'all mentioning what each other had on? Destiny, you mentioned him when he was at close the robe up. Like, quit being extra. Like, y'all stop. So I think they trying to make it seem like it's something when it's not really nothing. But I do feel like her friendship with Martell and people saying like, you know, Melanie want to try to choose who he be friends with. I don't think that's true at all. I just feel like that sometimes when you are friends with somebody, it's a male, female, whatever, you friends with my boyfriend, that's cool. I don't care about all that, because, you know, even if y'all do mess around, it ain't gonna stop him from not wanting me. And he on whatever the case may be, y'all gonna do y'all thing and be happy together. Let's see how that work out. But I just feel like, how would you want to be friends with somebody that'll do that to me, like to do me like that? Not about the cheating at all.
Yeah,
because that happened. Everybody that been cheated on, that happens. It's almost like a regular, it's almost normal, I would say, but it shouldn't be. But how can you honestly like say that guy is your friend, or like with Kimmy, like that's a good guy, and how y'all seen him treat me, like even after the divorce, I would even just put it on after the divorce.
Some people, to be real, some people are willing to separate the way that he treats Mel versus the way he treats them. But let's also be real, her relationship with him was beneficial because that's how they ended up on the show. So I think that's as simple as it is. You know, people have different morals and different rules for how they conduct themselves. Like some people would never be cool with him regardless of him being the connection to the show. But for her, I think it's a difficult situation for her to be in. And then I also mentioned earlier how she probably was like, damn, you done lost your wife, you done lost your family, and now I'm not gonna fuck with you either. I think she felt like she didn't want to add insult to injury.
Let him go and be friends with the guys that he was cheating with and all that type of stuff. Let him go be friends with them. Like, I mean, and that at the same time, yeah, okay, you want to be friends with him, you be friends with him. Because my thing is too, he done disrespected Destiny too on the show. He did. Oh, that's why you get a divorce. Why would you throw something like that up in her face when you know the man that left her at 3 weeks, and they probably knew. Messing around, yeah, they probably all knew too and everything, and was giggling and cackling because the way Marceau said that stuff in Vegas, like, what you do for that man to leave you in 3 weeks? I was like, dang.
Yeah, they wildin'. Based on the trailer, we got a whole lot more to see.
I can't wait.
And I'm definitely gonna do some more of these call-ins. So I appreciate you calling in, girl.
No problem. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Dun, 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 dun. My girl.
I knew you was gonna call me.
My girl, you finally called in.
Hey, girl. I'm in the dark. I probably should have turned my light on, but
that's okay. You over there trying to get back to health so you can start cranking out reviews again.
Girl, I put out 4 reviews today.
What?
A whole lot.
Dang, yeah, nothing but time.
I know, right? Enjoying my days off and whatnot. But hey, girl, congratulations on the wedding. I know everybody been saying the same things when they get up here, girl. But really, I was like, look at my son. Look how cute with the outfit changes and whatnot. The bow red lip. Come on.
Yes, you noticed the lip too. Thank you.
Oh, I loved it. Girl, you know, I can't pull off lip color. So I love seeing other people pull it off. So
you can.
It's amazing.
It's all about the lip liner.
Girl,
So you want to give your thoughts? I mean, I know you didn't watch the interview yet. You late. That's all right because you was filming your reviews. But what do you think about? Because I know you reviewed the show about Mel and Destiny.
Girl, it's a lot. It's really a lot. And you know the backstories with everybody. They got their tea that they want to spill and all of that. And I don't really keep up with a lot of that because it's so much on top of us watching the show.
Facts.
But I was leaning toward at first, like, what was that? The first episode, I was like, all right, Mel, I'm feeling you. Because, like, why you talking shit in the room?
You said you wasn't feeling Mel at first? Oh, yeah, I know. Because I watched your review. You was talking about school. Yes.
Yes, I was siding with her at first. But then I was like, okay, well, when people ask Mel, okay, what's going on? What did she say? She wasn't saying anything. I'm like, okay, give us some type of example of what was being said in the room so we can get a better understanding of the story. But Mel could never say anything. And I'm like, okay, girl, what's being said? So then when her and Destiny had to sit down, that's when I really started leaning towards Destiny. Like, yeah, Mel, I mean, Destiny was doing the most. Like, if she texts you, then she texts you. If she was giving some type of communication to you, then what else do you want from her? Maybe she do need a break or whatever the case. So y'all used to calling, but she texting you. That's something. That's not cutting you completely off. But I don't know. It's just like both of them irritating me.
It's because nobody is saying anything. So it's hard to really grasp like what is the true issue at hand. I feel like the actual issue started way before that hotel room. And I feel like the hotel room was the evidence that Mel needed to be like, okay, I don't fool with you no more. But we don't even know what it was because don't nobody want to say nothing.
Nobody want to say nothing. Like, okay, what's happening? Can y'all give us something? Like, what was said? What happened? Because even at the last, towards the end of the season last year, even though I did tap out because they was getting on my nerves, but like Destiny talking about the whole village situation and then trying to bring that type of stuff up at Mel's video shoots or, you know, video release or whatever. All of that is weird movement between the two of y'all.
Yeah.
Destiny don't want to, Mel doesn't want to support Destiny. Destiny trying to pick fights at the wrong place and wrong times. I don't feel like their relationship is going to go any further than what it is. I agree with you. Mel said that she's done, and I really think that Mel is done with her.
Right. I agree. I think that's it. I think the door is closed.
In the great words of Nene.
Tragic.
Yes, it's sad. But yeah, I ain't watched the interview yet because I just watched the episode today. I'm late on everything. Like,
go ahead, watch the interview because I want to know what you thought.
I'm definitely gonna watch.
Where the hoes was.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
got up here
calling.
I didn't want to be up here, so I was like,
I know. I was like, "What are you doing? Come on! It's been too long since you didn't hopped on the live, and we've been on live together. What are you doing?"
It really has. I think that was Ready to Love. What was that? The resort season?
Nah, it was a long time ago. I think it was the one with Ashley in Hollywood. Was it?
That was Put a Ring on it. Oh, I thought it was Ready to Love.
Oh, we did Ready to Love too. Yeah.
That's been a long time. I know. We gotta do better.
Yeah,
I gotta do better. I'll be slacking on my YouTube stuff. I'll be a little late.
Same. That's all right. We ain't gonna talk about it. We're just gonna do better.
Right, period. Just get to it.
All right. Well, Sakina, I hope you feel better. And I gotta go watch all 4 of your reviews.
Okay, bye y'all. Bye, girl.
Bye. All right, y'all. Those was all the calls we had. I took all the calls in that called in. This was too much fun. Okay. It's a bunch of shows coming out next month. We got next month, y'all. That's Sunday. We got Real Housewives of Atlanta on Sunday. Yes, I'm reviewing that. I am going to finish up reviewing Married at First Sight tomorrow. We got Love and Marriage DC May 14th. Can't wait to watch that. And then we got Love and Marriage Huntsville that's going to return, I think, if not this week, next week. Okay. But I hope y'all really enjoyed this reading your comments type of thing. If y'all want more content like this, y'all already know where to find me. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Show some love. And I will see y'all tomorrow for another episode of Ooh Ladies First Panel and my review for Married at First Sight. Bye.